Wealth lineup today, Mike. You might have heard Mariners sending 7 lefties in this lineup. Cole Young, the first of them, leading it off at second base. Then it is Julio Rodriguez and another lefty, and Dominic Canzone, the designated hitter. Rosarena, Naylor, Raleigh in the middle. Raley, Crawford, and Colt Emerson rounded out for Seattle.
All right, my turn again, Dave. Let's talk about the Rangers defense on this Sunday afternoon. In the Powder Blues in the outfield, it's the common guys there, Langford, Carter, and Nimmo. In the infield, you have Josh Smith playing third base today, Duran at short, Lopez at second, and Berger at first, and Diaz doing the catching today.
Okay, he's got that computer box positioned on his right shin guard. So the Rangers in those Sunday Blues do love the look. Also, I noticed the caps yesterday, Mike, with the black bill.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I
think Hall of Fame weekend, I noticed the hats all had the Hall of Fame logo on the side there. Interesting look.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Mariners City Connects that they wear back.
A little bit, yeah. And I will say, back when I played for the Rangers in that long, brief stint of 2004, we did have quite a bit of black in our Rangers jersey.
Well, we are ready to go, and the first pitch from DeGrom is fouled straight back by Cole Young. Can't wait to hear more about the hats that you wore when you played with the Rangers, Mike. We'll get into that, of course, at length in the middle innings of today's broadcast.
All right. We'll keep teasing that one.
All right. DeGrom's one strike offering, and that's lined out to right. Nimmo is there, and he makes the catch. One away. Always key for DeGrom, not only to get that first hitter of the game, but navigating this first inning. That's a big part of how his day goes.
So far in 19 starts, he's given up 19 runs in the first inning,
which comes out to an even 9 ERA in the first inning. So it's been a perilous inning for him most of the year, as Rodriguez very late there on a fastball at 98 miles per hour. Just underway, Sunday afternoon, 74 degrees inside. It reads 97 degrees outside at the moment. A little more heat maybe on its way later this afternoon. The one strike pitch, there's a swing and a little flare out towards short, and going out to make the play. Duran reels in out number 2.
Duran got a really good read on this off of the bat. Obviously, you could hear it, that it sounds a little broken, but good read, good jump, and makes a nice play. Off of the bat, I thought it was going to be one of those ones that just kind of floats into the outfield and finds some grass.
Yeah, that looked like trouble off the bat. So, excellent out to get. And it brings up Canzone, left-handed hitter, and he'll take a slider, strike 1. Canzone, .253 average, 15 home runs. And he's been really good for the Mariners since basically the end of May. High fly ball, center field, and Carter. Plenty of room to roam out there. A 6-pitch first inning, perhaps Jacob DeGrom's best first inning so far this year. A 0 for the Mariners, and the Rangers coming to bat.
Shield. Sign up today at ahs.com.
Rangers baseball on RSN is presented by Progressive Insurance. A grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. And by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. Boy, outstanding job by Jacob DeGrom in the top of the first inning. And so now here come the Rangers. I refuse to hide my light under a bushel basket. I'm going to do the lineup first. Trajan Wealth lineup for you here. The Rangers 53 and 51. Jock Peterson, Wyatt Langford, Ezekiel Duran up at the top of the lineup. Nimmo, Berger, and Carter in the heart of things. It'll be Nicky Lopez at second, Smith at third, and Elias Diaz catches and bats ninth.
6'6" righty Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Mariners, and having a good year so far in his 20 starts. .338 ERA, .212 batting average against. When it comes to the arsenal, the off-speed pitches have been pretty awesome for him this year. You have the fastball, the slider, and split. He gets a lot of strikeouts on.
Okay, so the Rangers up against Logan Gilbert. Tall right-hander. Takes that big breath and delivers. And Peterson smacks it right up the middle. That's a base hit. Jock Peterson continues to deal out of that leadoff spot. Goes for 2, and he's in there with a double. Holy Jock Peterson, Batman. He has just been outstanding lately for this team.
You just absolutely love it. The 1-2 combination up top, and first pitch he sees from Gilbert is a fastball, middle down, hits the ball 107, and good hustle out of the box here. Julio Rodriguez does everything right. Peterson came to play baseball today, and you'd love to score first against the Mariners.
And yesterday, Jock stole a base early in the game. He has been on the attack. He's out there at second. Wyatt Langford, the hottest hitter on the planet, takes strike 1 on the inside corner. 3 hits yesterday, and they were all rockets. Doubles in his first 2 at-bats in the first 2 innings. Excellent season numbers now for Langford. Also noticing, Mike, a new piece of equipment he's wearing today around that left foot and shin area.
Yeah, luckily the x-rays came back negative. He was able to run this morning and felt good. He's able to play, and let's keep that Evo shield on the rest of the year.
Yeah. It was a scare yesterday. As Gilbert delivers, and the 2-strike pitch misses outside.
This was yesterday. This is the foul ball off the foot, which hit really hard.
It looked like a hard ground ball to third, by the way, if you saw the whole play. It's this one out in the left field. That's a base hit. Peterson will have to stop at third. But Langford begins his Sunday with a safety.
This is unbelievable 2-strike hitting. 1-2 count, and Gilbert makes a good pitch. He goes with the splitty. The ball is down and away for a ball. Look where Raleigh tries to catch this ball. Langford, great job of getting the barrel to the ball, finishing the swing, and getting an awesome 2-strike hit.
This Rangers lineup, we talked a lot about how pitching will be a big key in this series. This Rangers lineup just finding ways lately. Duran, and he'll shoot that one out towards center field. That hangs up for Rodriguez. Deep enough, though, that Peterson can tag. He heads to the plate. A sac fly by Ezekiel Duran, and the Rangers have that first run of the ball game. So Duran does his job, and his teammates congratulate him. And we have a look at our TXU Energy power stats. Top 3 hitters last night went 8 for 13 with a triple, 3 doubles, drove in 3, scored 4 times. They were, of course, the engine that made it all go. And today, a double, single, and sac fly. Boy, and the Rangers just on the attack against Gilbert. First pitch swinging.
Well, I love it. You know what set the tone? Jock Peterson stretching that ball into a double. I thought it was a single off of the bat, especially with Julio Rodriguez in center field.
Well, I agree. I was braced for the base hit, basically. But he didn't take anything for granted. Bolted out of the box again, running well. Ran well yesterday with a stolen base today. And that stolen base really factored in yesterday. It allowed him to score later in that same inning. Today busted out of the box for the double. 1-1 from Gilbert, and that's inside, way inside. So Nimmo 269 average, 10 homers, 39 driven in. Langford not a huge lead over there at first base. And that's low and in again. 3 balls and 1 strike.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, there's a lot of swing and miss with Gilbert stuff, so I'd be a little bit conservative here, especially with the foot.
Yeah, it's a small lead. I don't think he's going anyplace, but they'll throw over there anyway. What's the motivation there on that throw over?
The scouting report of that he is fast and that he can steal. So as much as, yes, he got hit in the foot, it's still of, hey, I'm going to throw over there and maybe give himself a little bit more time. He hasn't executed the last few pitches.
Well, it's a bigger lead now for Langford. They're not going anywhere, and it's 3-2 on Nimmo.
I still wouldn't even run here. Full count with 1 out. I wouldn't run here just because I want to put more pitches on Gilbert and possibly not give him a free out. And he does have such good swing and miss stuff that you could run yourself into a double play.
Payoff, and that's fouled back. Well, the idea too of maybe putting some pitches on Gilbert, not an insignificant one. The Mariners had to make a move today. They optioned Nick Davila to Tacoma and recalled a right-hander, Alex Hoppe. So they're a little stressed in the pen. Little check swing roller up the middle. And Emerson throws out Nimmo. 2 away. Does get Langford out to second base.
We'll take a look at the Mariners defense on this Sunday. Arozarena, Rodriguez, and Raley in the outfield. You have Crawford, Emerson, Young, and Naylor in the infield, and Cal Raleigh doing the catching. Good job there, by the way, Dave, of Langford. He wasn't going on the pitch, but ran hard enough that didn't give Emerson the opportunity for a double play.
So now a 2-out single could plate another run. And Berger takes inside, ball 1. And Jake Berger average at 240 now. Good numbers against Gilbert in his career. 18 homers, 64 RBIs, leads the team in those categories. And he'll take low. 2 balls, no strikes. So yeah, I think, maybe continuing to put pressure on Gilbert in turn puts more pressure, which they've already done a little bit in the series, on that Mariners bullpen. Rangers have won the first 2 games of this series. There's a strike, 2-1.
Davis, Berger's getting back in the box here. With Berger's power, pull power, I'm surprised how shallow Arozarena is playing in left field.
Boy, that is.
In fact, they're playing deeper in right field than they are in left field here.
Yeah, and I mean, that might be normal depth for most of baseball history, but it looks really shallow this year. Here's a 2-1, and that'll even the count.
98 on that fastball, a little extra juice there.
Not a great swing from Berger, obviously looking for something else in that moment. Langford off second, the 2-2, that's in the dirt. Good block back behind the plate by Cal Raleigh. Rangers at the sac fly this inning by Ezekiel Duran have scored the first run of the game. When the Rangers score first this year, they are 41-12, continuing an incredible trend. They'd love to add more to it here. The payoff, no, look back at second.
It looks like Gilbert in kind of bigger situations kind of so far waste a move, not to pick a guy off, just to give him an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah. Now the 3-2. And Berger strikes out swinging. The inning is over. But the Rangers get that first run of the ball game. The sac fly by Ezekiel Duran. You have questions? Well, he's the solution. It's 1-0.
Lasso your summer.
We head to the second inning. Rangers up 1-0. Our Choctaw Casinos and Resorts game within the game looks at Jacob deGrom and his 9 home starts this season. 51 1/3 innings pitched. The ERA at 3.16. Look at all the other stats. The important one is in yellow down there. 5 home runs allowed at home, 11 on the road.
Well, he was razor sharp in the first inning. And he pumps in a strike here to Randy Arozarena. DeGrom threw 6 pitches in the first inning. All 6 were strikes. And he jumps ahead 0-1 on Arozarena. And there's the first miss of the game. A slider off the plate. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Mariners cleanup man, Randy Arozarena, .280 average, 11 home runs. Well, that was pretty good. Called a ball.
I wonder if Diaz just assumed it was a strike, because it was. And by the time he was like, wait, you didn't call it a strike, it was too late to challenge.
2-1. Yeah, it's fouled away.
Well, we've seen Arozarena plenty with Tampa and with Seattle. 2-2, you don't want to waste one here, but we do know that he will swing at pitches above the zone.
As I say, normally it's a fastball up, and you can see the posture by Diaz says, I think, well, they're going to go with the fastball away. Full count. DeGrom winds it up in the payoff. There's a swing and a little roller foul. Arozarena, he is a guy who has a pretty good sense of the strike zone. He will work the occasional walk, and though he is vulnerable upstairs with a fastball, doesn't strike out maybe as much as you might expect. 3-2 pitch, and he fouls that one off. Always with the conversations, Nick Marley, our plate umpire. 8th pitch of the at bat. DeGrom likes what he got there from Diaz. Here it comes, and a foul ball. And partly Arozarena just has that good back control and has a way of getting to pitches, not necessarily to drive them, but to stay alive. 3-2, and there's a bouncer left side deep in the hole. Duran, long throw in time, and they get Arozarena, and you get a look at that great arm of Ezekiel Duran.
It's a pleasure to watch Ezekiel Duran play every day, no matter what position. Here against a fast runner in Arozarena, he backs up to the outfield grass, but has a lot of trust in that 90+ mile-an-hour arm to plant and fire.
So with 1 down, here is Josh Naylor, and he takes right on the outside corner.
So the first 3 batters saw 6 pitches, and Arozarena saw 9.
Yep. Simple game. 1-strike pitch. And DeGrom staying away from Naylor generally with the first 2 offerings. Naylor .257 average, 8 home runs. Another left-handed hitter, and they have plenty of those in there today. And this one is through the left side of the infield, a hit for Naylor. And so the Mariners have their first base runner of the game. That'll bring up Cal Raleigh. So Raleigh today hitting out of the 6th spot in the lineup, and that's as low as Dan Wilson has put him in the lineup this year. It's not the first time. They've experimented with it now and again, and he takes a curveball for strike 1. Wilson took over the manager's seat toward the end of 2024. It was late August, actually. I'd forgotten that it was that late in the season. That one is up 1-1. Last year was his first full season at the helm for Seattle, and all he did was get him, what, like an out away or so from the World Series, which is a place the Mariners have never been. The 1-1. Yeah, that's strike 2 on Raleigh. Part of it was Raleigh hitting 60 home runs. That helped.
That'll usually help an offense if you have a guy batting second or third that has 60 home runs.
It was a magical year for the Mariners and for Cal Raleigh. But it's like it just feels almost like credit card debt, right? Like they took and took and took last year, and now Raleigh, it seems like, has been paying off that credit card this year. Just 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, the average at 163 coming in. DeGrom checks in with Naylor.
You know, DeGrom, there was a pitch before, you know, he's dealing with a little bit of an injury that he's pitching with, and then right there on that pickoff, even though it was just an easy pick, it kind of looked like he hopped after that throw to first base.
Well, that statistical comparison you just saw on the left of your screen, it's breathtaking. I mean, you don't see that kind of a turnaround in the negative very often. A year of frustration. The 3-2 and a swing and a miss. Raleigh strikes out 2 away. Jacobs' first strikeout this afternoon.
Last year, Raleigh isn't missing this slider that stays up. This year, he's underneath it. Rum, in a way, kind of gets away with one right there.
Well, 2 gone now, and he'll work to Luke Raley. And Raley swings and misses at the slider. .231 average for Raley with 15 homers. Mariners as a team have really struggled offensively. One strike offering fouled away, and that has not improved in the first 2 games of this series. This really set up as a huge matchup this weekend. You know, in all of Major League Baseball, this might have been one that got as much, if not the most, attention around the game. But the Rangers have taken the first 2. 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. A strikeout of Raley. And DeGrom has 2 shutout under his belt to start today.
Well, great job from DeGrom after battling a Rosarina for the first out. He gets K's of Raleigh on the slider up, and then he goes with the heater to Raley. Swing and miss. Rangers lead 1-0 headed to the bottom of the second.
The MLB trade deadline is just over a week away, and the health of this team will be a big part in determining whether or not the Rangers are buyers or sellers at the deadline. So it was good to see Corey Seager out on the field today, taking his second live BP. He finished it with a home run, and he told us afterwards that he felt really good. So he's going to take live BP again tomorrow, and then they're going to decide whether or not he wants to go out on a rehab assignment. And speaking with him today, it did sound like that's what he's trending to do. It seems like he wants to go on that rehab, but even still, guys, the way he's trending, it does seem like Corey will be back in this lineup ahead of the deadline. So if the team continues to play like this and they have Corey back, they'll have a pretty strong case.
Well, hopefully so. Yeah, Corey's been through a lot this year, and you just hope that each day he comes back to the field and feels good.
Yep. Yep. That's the whole shooting match right there. Evan Carter leads it off and takes another strike. It's 0-2. But I think a possibility, certainly as things trending now, that he could be back for that series against Houston. That would be nice. 0-2. And that misses. We thought this was going to be a big series. It is a big series. Suddenly that Houston series is starting to look like a big one.
The other day you called them half a team.
I know. Maybe they took umbrage. 1-2, and Carter strikes out swinging. And that's the first out of the inning.
Super early in this game, you have a lead. You hope to take care of the Mariners. This is the splitting, and it's one of the best in the game. it just, watch how it just kind of disappears from the strike zone right at the end.
Hey, why does the split finger drop so hard? I don't understand it.
Well, it has a tumble to it, so it has a top spin. It doesn't have a back spin.
Some of them borderline knuckle.
Yeah, and his is more of like a fork ball, right? That's a fork ball. That's not Nathan Eovaldi's, right? It's totally different. And that ball kind of has that side tumbling spin to it where it can really dive down at the end.
So whatever axis that you get that, just a tumble, it kind of follows that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because your fastball has the back spin on it because you want it to carry as far as possible. Now, I would say Eovaldi's drops, but, you know, I guess when we show it in slow motion, I've seen it 100 times, but I wonder, like, when it comes out of his hand, is it a little bit of a backspin rotation that's just spinning slow enough where it has a little bit of drop to it, or is there a little bit of a tumble effect to it?
Yeah, almost like maybe just spin back a, you know, whatever, half a rotation or so before it then starts to tumble.
Yeah.
It's a funny pitch.
It is, and to me, it's a very tough pitch to throw. But for somebody that's 6'6", I'm sure Gilbert's hands are so big that it's very easy for him to kind of split the ball in half and throw it.
It's off the plate, 2-2.
I'd say pitchers that maybe have smaller hands, you probably have to go to a changeup rather than a split, just because the ball almost feels like it gets too big for you to command.
Lopez waiting on a 2-2, and he fouls that one away. You know, it's funny because the split finger kind of disappeared there for a little while. There's just a handful of guys who were throwing it, let's say, you know, 10 years ago.
Okay.
And yet you would see certain guys who used it and just having incredible success with it. I remember talking to Joe Madden about that. Like, why? Why don't more guys throw it? And he said that there was some, you know, old wives' tale out there that maybe it put undue stress on the arm, and so people had sort of shied away from it. And obviously people have gotten over that, because now all of a sudden I think it's a really popular pitch. You see a lot of guys use it.
It is. Now, the thing that I'd have to ask hitters about, because a changeup is back spinning the same as your fastball. It's not spinning as much, but it's spinning enough that it looks like a fastball to hitters. That's the goal of it. But a splitty or something like Gilbert, once he releases the ball, the hitter can probably tell, okay, this isn't really spinning fast, but the outstanding break of it and then taking off about 12 miles an hour from his fastball makes it a very tough pitch to stay on. That's why you want to see the splitty more at, let's say, starting off letter high or belly button high, and you have a chance to hit it well. If it starts off, let's say, lower thigh or knee high, it's going to dive out of the zone.
3-2, and that one is on the ground, third base. Crawford is there and throws out Lopez.
Well, this is our truck doing an unbelievable job. I asked about Evo, and you can see a little bit of difference where Gilbert is a little bit more of a fork ball, and then Eovaldi, when he throws his, you can see a lot more rotation to his ball. So his is back spinning, kind of side back spin, where Gilbert more kind of, he is getting more of a in between a split finger and a knuckleball situation.
And goes with a slider here to Josh Smith for strike one. Smith batting 8th. The start at third base. Josh Young currently on the injured list with that calf strain. And Smith pulls that foul. 0-2. Lopez just grounded out, but it was a decent job of putting some work on Gilbert. It was a 7-pitch at bat before the ground ball. Smith in a whole 0-2, however, and the right-hander's pitch, that's on the ground to second base. Young right there on top of it, takes care of Smith, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning. So we have 2 innings in the books on this Sunday afternoon, and the Rangers are up 1-0.
Start your legacy.
All right, this crucial AL West Series concludes tomorrow afternoon, 1:35 start. Get your tickets at Rangers.com. It's still summertime. You can get out here, no excuses. Kids are still on summer break. Let's enjoy the Rangers possibly getting the Elvis Andrus sweepy tomorrow. You need the winnie today, though.
With DeGrom out there, feel like you give yourself a good shot at doing just that as he gets J.P. Crawford to foul one off. Crawford leading it off in the third inning. 1-0. Rangers on top. Crawford now playing third base for the Mariners. Moved there in mid-June. He's way behind that fastball. 0-2. He made that move June 16th. Cole Emerson, the guy who bats behind him in the lineup, 21-year-old prospect, given a massive contract to be the everyday shortstop. 0-2, very high. And Crawford accommodating the addition and moving over to third base. But as he has made that move, an already troubling year offensively has really turned south for him. He has struggled mightily since taking over at third. That one's off the plate. He's hitting just .204 since June 16th. He's slugging since June 16th. He is slugging .262. That's way inside. 2-2 the count.
Now, you said on Friday he didn't pitch hit for Garver. He was dealing with a little bit of a wrist injury. Yeah. Those numbers are very concerning if you're the Mariners. Is it he's been healthy?
Yeah, I think part of it's that wrist. Okay. You can see the right hand. There's a little wrist brace on there. This one's popped up right around home plate. Diaz throws aside the mask and takes care of the pop-up, one away. You know, a lot of guys obviously play at less than 100%. And the feeling oftentimes is my guy, in this case Crawford, at let's say 80% is still better than most other options, and it's usually true. Langford certainly is not at 100% at the moment for the Rangers. He's, after fouling those balls off his leg, lower leg yesterday, he's smarting a little bit. Emerson lines that one to second, and Lopez reels it in. One pitch out.
Well, probably off the bat, the young Emerson just thought he got possible future Hall of Famer Jacob DeGrom for a hit, but 1 second later, it's in Lopez's glove. And reverse.
Here's Cole Young. So leadoff man for Seattle, and he takes strike one. He lined out to right field in the first inning, and now he'll ask for time. So one time through the lineup, Mariners had a hit. It was the Naylor single, and DeGrom picked up a couple of strikeouts, but more than anything else, he's just been really efficient. Righty's one strike pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, I believe. 0-2.
Even if he tipped it, it wouldn't matter, right? 0-2. You know, it's interesting because we just talked about Emerson. Cole Young's only 22 years old, so right now up the middle. Now, you don't know how they're going to develop. Young is having a nice year at second base, but they have a 21 and 22-year-old now up the middle for him.
In center field, Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, they've got a nice young core. They've kind of had a nice young core for a while. Rodriguez now, it's hard to believe, is 25 years old, but still quite young.
I'd say that's very young for him, playing the whole season in 22, right? Like he was up, I think, the whole time in 22, and here we are in 26. He's only 25.
A two-pitch fouled away.
I would have guessed 27.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was such a baby when he came up, and yet plays every day. I don't know if he plays every day. Are those drumsticks or sausages?
I think those are
snapped to a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
What is going on? 1-2 pitch, and that's lifted Deep out to left center. Long run for Carter, and it's off his glove. Young rounds second, heading for third, and the throw will be offline. And Young in on that 2-out blast, nearly reeled in by Evan Carter. And Evan not happy with himself.
This is a great effort. He shaded to pull just a little bit. He takes a good route, a good angle. He gets to the ball. His last couple steps, he slowed up because he could probably feel the warning track there on his feet, but just off the end of the glove. And Emerson then gets on his horse right there. Or sorry, Young cruises into third.
A triple right off the end of the mitt. And now Julio Rodriguez, and he flares this one right side, and that one ends up in the stands. Strike one. And apparently broke his bat, so he'll go get a new one.
I think this might be his third bat of the game because he hit that little soft ball to Duran that he went back and caught, and I thought that one might have broke on him too.
Costly afternoon. Well, you showed us your model M110 before the game.
Yeah.
Would you offer it up? Would you?
Yeah, especially to the opposite team. I don't think anybody hits with an ash wood bat anymore.
Few.
M110, I got that model because that was Don Mattingly's model.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a soft flare again out to short left field. Coming on for it is Langford, and he trapped it. A run scores. Young comes in on the Rodriguez soft single, and by the way, I think he broke another bat.
I'm with you. And Rodriguez is happy he broke that bat, because if it wouldn't have, it might have got out to Langford. By the way, great effort from Langford here. Gets a pretty good read. He has the bad foot, and you can see the ball bounces right before it gets into the glove. Luckily he catches that, or J-Rod might be on second base.
So Canzone now the hitter. A 2-out triple followed by that base hit. And the Mariners have evened the score. I'm sure that can be a little frustrating for DeGrom. I just mentioned how efficient he had been. That's one piece of it. A lot of extra pitches now, these last couple of hitters. But that triple was, I don't know, 2 inches away from being a catch.
Also 2 strikes, right? On Young, where he just wasn't able to put him away there. The thing about that ball that Carter had a chance to catch as a pitcher, you see the great effort from your center fielder. You put that on yourself.
0-2 pitch, and that is high in the air. Short center field, actually coming over from left. Langford, he makes the catch. And the inning is done, but the Mariners get the equalizer, and we'll head to the bottom of the third in a 1-1 ball game.
At What a Burger. Come one, come y'all.
Gilbert on the mound here in the third inning. Our Ford leaderboard looks at Gilbert so far at home, 7-3, but with a 4.14 ERA on the road. The record isn't as good, but the ERA is much better. You look at the run support. He's getting the run support at home, not getting it on the road. And Dave, I'll just say, interesting, because Seattle seems like such a tough place to hit. People complain about the background of it and how it's kind of slanted. It's not, you know, the way it is here, where hitters do like the backdrop hitting here. Obviously, at times the ball might not carry as well here, but Gilbert better on the road.
Yeah, more run support at home in that park than he gets on the road. It is hard to figure. Elias Diaz leading it off in this third inning, and he takes right at the bottom of the zone. It's 1-1. Rangers got a run in the first. Mariners get a run in the third. Diaz at .259 for the season, bounces this one to third base. It goes foul, and that is strike 2. Well, there are a lot of storylines to this Rangers season at this point. Rangers at 53 and 51, 2 games over 500. They lead the division by 2 games over the Houston Astros currently, with Seattle 2.5 back. They've been up and down at times. Rangers primarily have been in a pattern of maybe winning 2, losing 2, 1-1, lose 1. They play right at 500 most of the time. There's a swing and a miss, and Diaz strikes out 1 away. No, not a ton of sustained winning streaks, or for that matter, losing streaks.
We got our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and let's take a look at Jock Peterson. When he's in the leadoff spot this year, he has 49 hits, 24 singles, 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 15 home runs. He has been, I'll say, one of the better leadoff hitters in all of the American League, if not all of Major League Baseball this year.
Well, he goes after the first offering here and lofts it out into left field. A play made by Rosarena. Well, good swing, bad result. And with 2 down, it brings up Wyatt Langford.
He needed a little bit of a Julio Rodriguez where the bat cracked on contact.
More bad contact, which is one of those funny concepts, because we usually talk about hard hit percentages and barrels and all that. But the Rangers earlier in the year, they were leading baseball in those types of things, yet not scoring. Lately, they've turned a different direction, more bad contact, and it's improved their scoring. Langford pops this up, right side of the infield. Naylor wants it, but he will give way to Young. Well, Logan Gilbert bounces back with a 6-pitch 3rd inning. So the 4th inning on the way here in a 1-1 game.
And make this economy work for working people again.
Blue Cross Blue Shield legends of the game, the Hall of Fame inductees are there today in Cooperstown. Andrew Jones, Carlos Beltran, and Jeff Kent. 2 out of 3 are former Texas Rangers, Jones and Beltran. And congratulations. Then you have Joe Buck, who got the Ford C. Frick winner of the Hall of Fame. He can be right there with Eric Nadel.
That's right. Eric, our resident Hall of Famer on the radio side, as we get to work here in the 4th inning. DeGrom, who may very well one day be a Hall of Famer himself, deals outside 1-1.
I was pointing out earlier in the game where Rosarena was playing a burger shallow, where Evan Carter is playing, and I'm not going to exaggerate. Andrew Jones in his prime for the Braves would play 30 to 40 feet closer to home plate.
Yep.
Like it was amazing when you'd see him, like, what is he doing? It looks like he's playing in the 9th inning and there's a runner on 3rd for the game to be over. And he could get back to the wall still playing very shallow.
In the my conscious era of baseball, as we have an ABS challenge here, powered by T-Mobile, Rosarena challenging the call on this one, and it was a good challenge. He was right, it was low. I can't think of another center fielder who played as shallow as Andrew Jones. It was, I think part of it was just so dramatically.
Yeah. There was another guy in that time that was very close to that, and that was Torrey Hunter when he was with the Twins. I think as he got older, same thing with Jones, as they got older, they had to play deeper. But in their prime in center field, my gosh, did they play shallow.
There's a fly ball down the right field line, and that is foul.
Here's what I wonder with the positioning of defensive players now on the card. If there was another Andrew Jones who came up, or Torrey Hunter, would they even allow them to do what they did?
Well, they would certainly have to demonstrate that they could get back all the way to the wall on a play like you're talking about, a ball hit over their head. Because that is the one thing right now that teams guard against more than anything else, is the extra base hit. So all the outfielders are placed so deeply these days. Teams don't mind terribly anyway giving up the bloop single. You know, the little Texas leaguer, the little flare that falls in. That's just not all that big a concern. What they don't want to give up is the double or the triple. Bouncer left side. Smith comes in, makes a catch. And the throw pulls Berger off, but he's able to slide backwards on his belly to get the toe on the bag. You don't work on that every day, but that's pretty nifty when you can do it.
Well, that might be a steak dinner on the upcoming road trip from Smitty to Berger, because good job of catching the ball, and I wonder if he stayed on the base on the first catch, but then made sure. He might have stayed on, but luckily he had time to get back to it just in case.
It definitely reminded me of something as Naylor takes a strike. I think you could argue that he was on briefly when he caught it. This one up the middle, and that's a base hit for Naylor, his second hit of the game. Oh, Mariners have a man on for Cal Raleigh. It reminded me a little bit of, and I've only seen short video and the quality wasn't that great, but you in the 8th grade when you were working on doing the worm.
Okay, yeah.
Dancing and so you were your neighborhood breaker, and
Mm-hmm.
It looked a little bit like that.
Were you the neighborhood break dancer?
Yeah, I was.
You got some cardboard out and went to town?
That's right. That's right.
Were you a good worm?
No, I was not good at the worm. Mostly backspin.
I feel, though, that somehow you did entertain all your classmates with the worm at times.
I did. I did. 7th and 8th grade. What I would do is, at our little junior high parties, is I would put M&Ms in my pocket, my shirt pocket.
All right.
And then I would do the worm, and I'd let the M&Ms fly all over the place. There's a little bouncer out into right field, and Raleigh is aboard. Back-to-back singles.
Well, after getting the easy out at third base, Naylor and Raleigh come up with base hits.
Well, they had back-to-back hits last inning that plated a run. It was with 2 outs, the Cole Young triple and the Rodriguez single. So now Luke Raley. A couple of men aboard. Tie game. Not a lot of room for messing around here. And DeGrom fires that first one, 97, right in there for a strike. Well, Mariners have 5 hits in the game so far. Rangers just the 2. And a swing and a miss. How about Naylor down at second base? He is a study, this guy.
He was mad at himself because he got the perfect read, but he didn't trust himself here. He thought, oh no, he's going to step off after he gets the read. And you can see him slap his hands like, I should have kept going.
He's a bit of a fascination. 0-2, and Raley takes high. I just saw this the other day where somebody had taken some of the slowest footed runners in baseball, and Naylor was one of them. We just talked about their top running speed, and then they juxtapose the running speed to their stolen base runs, it's called, which is a measure of how effective they are with stolen bases and affecting then the team's ability to plate runs. He has 21 steals this year. He's been only caught 5 times.
Getting back to the base.
It's amazing. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Raley strikes out. So DeGrom's 3rd strikeout of the game.
Well, he went with heater up, he laid off, and then he couldn't do it 2 times in a row. 97, big second out. Jacob deGrom, 38-year-old veteran, doesn't need to hear this from me, but I'll say it anyways. Big second out. You still got to get that 3rd out here. Sometimes you can relax after getting that big second out.
Crawford takes downstairs. J.P. Crawford popped out his first time up today, and now DeGrom wants a new baseball. So yeah, with Naylor, he is down in the single digits in terms of percentile of base running speed, like 4th percentile, something like that, but like 96th percentile in stolen base runs. That's high. 2-0. Two measurements that just don't in any way add up.
No.
You look at him and like, well, it doesn't make any sense, but he is a good base runner. Not messing around as much now with Crawford up there. 2-0. And that one catches a corner.
You could maybe argue that he's the best base runner in baseball if he's that slow yet that successful.
Right. Yeah, we're getting the most out of what you have. There's no question. He tops that list. 20th pitch of the inning for DeGrom. And it misses up. 3-1. Well, the one thing with Crawford, we're talking about some of the numbers for him since he's moved over to third. The one thing that has not changed is his ability to work counts and draw walks. He's been very good at that. 3-1. And he swings and misses. It's a full count.
Well, he gets a chase there. You know, I wonder with Crawford's wrist, with his lack of success for a while now in this season, if right there, I know it's easy to say up here, but that ball's quite a bit outside. He might have made up his mind that DeGrom, who doesn't walk many, was going to throw a strike there.
Payoff. And a swing and a miss. DeGrom gets Crawford. Back-to-back strikeouts after the singles, and he's out of trouble in the 4th. Helps sometimes to get a little defensive assist from a buddy. Jake Burger doing that reverse worm. It's a toe on the bag.
Time now for Chevy Under the Hood, and we look at Ezekiel Duran. 6 games on this homestand. He's 7 for 20 with 3 doubles, a triple, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs scored, and 39 RBIs since May 18th. That's tied for 6th in the American League. Arguably the MVP of 2026 for the Texas Rangers. Arguably. There's other people he'd be competing against.
And you do love to argue.
But boy, without him stepping up with the Corey Seager injury and other situations that he's had to fill in for, without him, the Rangers aren't in first place. I know that.
No question. Who takes a strike? Who else, as long as you're arguing with yourself?
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, I didn't even know we were having the conversation, but who else is in that argument?
Well, Mike, Jake Burger has 18 home runs and 64 RBIs and is leading the team in both categories.
Good point. Bouncer up the middle. And Young throws out Duran, one away.
Well, Mike, since you are a former pitcher, you have a guy in Jacob Latz who has stepped into a very needed closer's role, and not only just closing in the 9th inning, but closing a lot of games in the 8th and 9th inning.
For me, right, Latz answering the question that he answered this year is probably as big a contribution as you could provide. This guy has certainly been a huge help as well, Brandon Nimmo. And I'll tell you, I think another guy in the argument with yourself, it has to be Nicky Lopez.
Yeah.
And Nimmo wants time. Very politely asked for time.
I'm glad, though, that you joined my argument against myself.
Oh, I was having my own argument over here with myself. Ball, no strikes to Nimmo. I don't mean to be so contentious. There's a check swing. 2-0. Nimmo grounded out his first time, 0 for 1. Rangers haven't had a hit since that first inning. In fact, they haven't had a base runner since Langford's single in the first inning. 2-0. That's a big swing and a miss.
You know, that's a good slider. Nimmo, veteran guy, 2-0, and he swings at that pitch there. You'd say, oh, it's second 2-0, but Gilbert, when he's on, especially with that slider and split finger, he's tough to make contact on.
3 balls and 1 strike now on Nimmo. So good hitters count here. Gilbert gets the call he wants from Raleigh, and the pitch. That is off the plate. Whoa. Called a strike. 3-2. And Nimmo might have had an argument.
You know, there's been quite a few that haven't been challenged that both teams would have won.
Well, I think that would have gone Brandon's way. Here's a 3-2, and he'll pull it foul.
I wonder if it's tougher to challenge when you've already taken 2 steps out of the batter's box to first base.
Yeah. Well, number 1, would the umpire even grant it? That's the first question. Number 2, I wonder if you question yourself, like, I was on the move. Did I see it right? Maybe I didn't. Payoff pitch. And Brandon earns another one. 1 out. Last of the 4th in a 1-1 ball game, and Gilbert, you see, kind of slowing down between pitches. This will be the 8th offering to Nimmo. Seems like he's due for a fastball here. Payoff, and that one up the middle, and it hits Gilbert on the foot. He recovers to scoop it to first, and it goes off of Naylor's glove. Nimmo with an infield hit. And now the question is Gilbert all right? Raleigh taking care to help him up and get a look in those eyes to make sure that their big right-hander is okay. He says he is.
Well, I know he gave an outstanding effort. And that was almost one of the best plays of the year. I'm assuming it hit his foot as he finished his follow-through. It's like he kicked it. I mean, almost. I think Nimmo would have beat it anyways if it was even a nice, you know, scoop throw. But his foot here kicks the ball.
With his
heel. Man, I'll tell you what, FIFA's over, but nice defense there.
Well, I should say, now gets a couple of those tosses, make sure everything's all right. Dan Wilson says, all right, I'll sign off on this. Let's keep going. And always great hustle from Brandon Nimmo. Immediately down the line. Now that ball not hit, you know, like 112. It was 86 miles per hour off the bat. I don't know that that is any consolation to Gilbert necessarily. And Nimmo is on, and Jake Berger now the batter. Jake struck out in the first inning. And he's in a hole 0-1. Means very little to anybody, but that swing right there looked better than I think any swing he took in that first at bat. First at bat, he looked a little out of sorts against Gilbert. One and one. No, when the big moment has presented itself, it does seem like Jake Berger has been the guy to step into that spot and deliver the big hit. I don't know that in the 4th inning you would say that this is that spot, but it is an opportunity. Shoot, it's the first base runner the Rangers have had since the second batter of the game. So in that way it does feel big. Oh, Nimmo, quite the distraction there. He got Gilbert to leave the rubber there. Man, he took a couple of little stutter steps towards second. He was almost caught in no man's land.
Might have been going off of timing, but Gilbert held the ball longer. And if I recall, I'm not sure if it's every time, but with the Mariners, it feels like a lot of times their picks come off of Cal Raleigh dropping his glove. that they're not, I don't know if I'm saying they're allowed to or not allowed to, but a lot of times it's just off of Raleigh dropping the glove when they pick the first.
1, and that's down the middle for a strike.
The way that Berger there bailed out on that slider and then checked his swing, to me, I would go back to this pitch again. If you look at Berger's just approach there, if you can throw a slider right here on the outer part of the plate, it might be tough for Berger to get to it.
5th 3-ball count today for Gilbert. Here's the payoff. And he misses outside. Goes with a fastball, but tugged it wide. And so now the Rangers have a couple of base runners. Field hit and a walk. And a moment here for Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. So Evan Carter with a big spot now. 0 for 1. Struck out back in the 2nd inning, and he takes a little bit low here. Carter had a double yesterday, a 1 for 2 day at the plate with a couple of walks. And he hits this one out over second. That's a base hit. Nimmo around third. They'll wave him. Here he comes. Here comes a throw. Not in time. And to third base goes Berger. Evan Carter delivers a huge hit with a runner in scoring position, and the Rangers move back in front.
Well, the Rangers are playing such good team baseball, especially offensively in this series, and they get the infield hit. They get a big 3-2 walk, and then Evan Carter hits a line drive into right field, and with Nimmo's speed, he scores easily, and Jake Berger, hustling the whole way, like you said, Dave, makes it to third. He gets a good read on it. Ragsdale sending him the whole way. And Berger, the thing I love right now about the Rangers, I talked about Jock Peterson getting a double on a single to start the game, and then Jake Berger with 1 out on that ball. He's going hard the whole way, and as soon as he sees Raley throw the ball home, he's on a dead sprint to third base, so now a sacrifice fly scores him. Here's Berger at first. Watch how hard he works here to make sure he's on third base. He sees the throw go home, and he's sprinting. Those are the little things that puts you in first place, that gives you an opportunity to win a division, and more importantly, just an opportunity to win a game today.
Yep. And we saw it a little bit yesterday as well as Jock Peterson. Now, you have him on the corners. You mentioned a sac fly. Nicky squeezed in a run in Friday's game. Similar spot with 1 out, although it was Carter at third base that time. He's got Berger there this time. Corners are in. And Nicky's not looking to bunt it. Fouls that one off.
Well, this one hits the back bat. I'll tell you what was interesting there. He was swinging. Naylor was charging in from first base as he was swinging the bat.
Well, that's one way to get yourself smoked down there at first. 20th pitch of the inning, and a little tapper up along the first baseline does go foul. It's 0-2.
He won't do it again, but this was a great look of Naylor. Look at him. He's charging on a swing.
Well, I guess you're rolling the dice. Right?
Yeah.
You're just gambling. And
Because he talked about it against Bizzardo the other day. He was able to get the bunt down to first. When you're holding a guy on first, it's really tough to get down that line in a hurry.
I won't have to worry about it now. The corners can relax a little bit. Berger at third, Carter at first. Lopez in a hole 0-2. And hits this one up the middle. Diving, stopped by Young, but his flip goes wide. A run scores. Lopez safe at first. Carter stands safe at second. 3-1.
You talked about it with Nicky Lopez and how valuable he's been to this team. He puts the ball in play, and because Young was playing in on the double play situation, he makes a flip, and it's not accurate. And what Carter was arguing there at the end is he was wanting interference and getting to third base for free. Was not given that.
Well, that scored a base hit for Lopez. Josh Smith now, he takes down the middle for a strike.
Yeah.
2 runs across.
I tell you, with Naylor playing back, Carter's a better bunter. It's not a bad time here to put down a hard bunt to first base and see if you can get a hit. And let's just say they made an out on it. You'd move your runners to second and third. So I'd be bunting for a hit, but also trying to get 2 guys into scoring position.
Well, Smitty 0 for 1. Grounded out his first time up. Takes inside here. And it's 2-1. That was wild. It looked like Nick Marley wanted to call it a strike. And as he was about to do it, Smith started to go to his helmet to challenge, but didn't have to. 2-1, and Gilbert.
Did you see Cal Raleigh? Did you see what Cal Raleigh did there? He signaled what? Well, here's the pitch before, where he thought, if you call this a strike, I'm going to challenge. But right there, Cal Raleigh used his throwing hand and was like, step off, like do your move to second base.
Runners leading again, the 2-1. And there's a swing and a high fly, short center field. Carter will have to retreat. Runners will hold on the short fly ball out. 2 gone. And so if the Rangers intend to add anything in this 4th inning, it's going to be up to Elias Diaz. But Diaz, more than just adding a run to the inning, and you can see with runners in scoring position, his work gets even better. He has a chance to deliver a bit of a knockout blow to Gilbert. It's been a long inning for the right-hander, and there's a high strike take, and there's no action in the bullpen. But a walk in the inning, 2 runs have scored, 3 hits. This will be the 27th pitch of the inning for Gilbert. And he finds a strike zone.
Well, this inning isn't over, but just think about it. You got a base hit off of Gilbert. You also got a base hit on a grounder to second base. And then you did get the base hit out to right field from Carter. But this has been the Texas Rangers, how they've done it without maybe having that super power guy in the middle of the lineup, by putting the ball in play and using some athleticism and then taking extra bases.
Inside and low. 1-2. Gilbert's been pretty tough all afternoon, but flinches a bit here in the 4th inning. There's a slow roller left side of the infield, smothered by Crawford. His throw to first is in time, and they get Diaz. Rangers, though, break the 1-1 tie in the 4th inning. Evan Carter had a runner in scoring position. He gets him home with that base hit to right field. Rangers weren't done. Nicky Lopez using some soft contact. Infield hit, scores another run, and the Rangers lead it 3-1.
We got great internet.
Baylor, Scott and White health game diagnosis. Jacob deGrom getting the start today, and so far he struck out 4 Mariners, 1 on the slider, 3 on the fastball. He has a 3-1 lead as he heads out for the 5th inning.
So far, so good. Colt Emerson will be the leadoff man this inning for Seattle, their 9th place hitter. And of all these first pitch to him, that one literally in the very heart of the zone. Strike 1. Emerson uses his timeout, the 21-year-old rookie, pausing DeGrom's rhythm there for a moment. There was an era not all that long ago where a rookie wouldn't dare do something like that. There's a pop-up left side of the infield. Smith will make the catch. Boy, in the 60s, 70s, heck, even in the 80s, a rookie stepping out of the box on a 38-year-old veteran pitcher to disrupt his rhythm. A guy who throws 99 to 100 miles an hour. Well, you're taking one of the ribs. Next pitch, but not today. It's a different game.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that against number 34 of the Texas Rangers.
No,
unless you wanted to get on first, because you would be on first base.
Would definitely get there.
So that ended up being a ball. 2 times through the lineup, 17 of 18 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, he's been, DeGrom, very aggressive with these guys. There's a strike, 1-1. Now the second time through the lineup, the Mariners did produce 4 hits. So first time through just the 1 hit. Second time through 4 hits, including a run scored. So maybe a little bit better idea with their second look at him. And now this the third go round. The batter Young is the guy who scored the run. And his hit was one. I mean, it was well struck, but it was maybe 2 inches from being right in the webbing of Evan Carter's glove in center field. Carter had to go a long way to get to it, but just about made the grab. 3-1. And that's in there. This is in the third.
Here's the ball just off the glove, which I know Dave Raymond's dad would have been.
If you touch it,
yeah,
you can catch it. Pretty simple. Here's a 3-2. You don't preach that same gospel, though.
I do not. If it hits like the middle part of your glove.
Sure.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch, and that's fouled away. I'm just a little surprised as a pitcher that you wouldn't subscribe to that maybe a little more fervently, that if a guy touches it, he can catch it, because as a pitcher, I think you guys largely assume that if a ball's in play and a fielder's anywhere near it, they should be able to get that out for you.
Yeah. Well, we do have discussions amongst ourselves as pitchers about our defense all the time. No matter if it is the best defense in baseball, we'll still at times go, can you believe? Just don't let the position players hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the position players have plenty of conversations about what us pitchers are doing at times.
Well, 9th pitch of this at bat, and Young fouls off another one. So he's been a tough one for DeGrom.
Yeah, after that first inning, DeGrom has had to unload quite a few pitches each inning to get through it with just giving up a run. I don't know what this inning's going to hold here, but at 77 pitches, it might be difficult to see him pitch a lot into the 6th inning.
Here's his 3-2, and that is out to left field. Long run for Langford, but he'll reach up and make the catch. Full stride into that corner. 2 away. What a nice catch by Wyatt Langford.
Boy, with a guy playing at about 70% today with his foot, he gets a good read and he grits his teeth, runs to this ball as hard as he can, and then leaps at the end to make a really nice play and then gather himself as he hits the wall. And us pitchers always appreciate our defenders and never say anything about them when they don't make plays.
Yeah, well, that was big. A 10-pitch at bat, and Young retired. It's the type of thing that can save a game right there. Now with 2 outs and nobody on, Julio Rodriguez bats here. He has driven in the Mariners' only run, and he lifts that one to the right side, out of play. It's 0-2.
This is his third at bat, but maybe his fourth bat of the game.
No kidding. We're talking about the fact that he's just 25 years old. Has been playing in the big leagues since 2022. Fouls that one down. I mean, he's averaging right around 700 plate appearances a year since he's been 21 years old.
So just a healthy guy. He's there every day for you.
Yeah. DeGrom's 0-2, and he just does hold off on that one. Rodriguez is lined out and singled. DeGrom trying to finish off a 1-2-3 fifth inning, and he's off the plate. Funny day for Jacob. No walks, but only 4 strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. And we'll do it again. Boy, another long, more extended confrontation here. 7th pitch to Rodriguez, bounces up there. And in DeGrom's case, you'd understand why I'd be a little careful with Rodriguez. Generally speaking, a very good hitter, and despite maybe a bit of a downturn this year, but also a guy in this lineup who's had some success off him. 7 hits now and 17 at bats against him with a home run. So I want to be careful with Julio. The windup and the payoff. In the air. First base side. Berger into foul territory, and he'll make the catch. It is a 1-2-3 fifth inning. So DeGrom through another scoreless frame. The 38-year-old right-hander has his team in front at the midway point today. It's 3-1.
Rangers baseball on RSN is brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. And by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas.
I'm very interested to see where this one goes now. Bottom of the 5th inning. Rangers up 3-1. DeGrom with a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. After the Rangers had just completed a lengthy inning against Gilbert. And he fires one right in there for a strike on Jock Peterson. It's Peterson, Langford, and Duran. Top of the order here. 3rd time around. And with very little rest for Peterson after that long inning. We'll see if, pardon me, for Gilbert. See if the Rangers can do some damage on him here. Maybe even knock him out of this thing. It's 0-2 on Jock.
You know, what's interesting is he threw first pitch changeup. If you remember to start the game, Peterson first pitch fastball gets the double. But I always forget to ask this to Mariners guys, and specifically to Gilbert, is with such a good split finger, he also has a good changeup.
Stays 0-2.
How many guys would you think have those
Both.
2 pitches? Like usually it's a decision. Do you want to throw a changeup or do you want to throw a split finger for kind of your off pitch of your fastball?
Right.
Not both, but he's able to throw both, and he's very effective with both of them.
Yeah, it is. I think it is really unique. Kind of makes your fastball more of a traditional changeup off a couple of slow pitches. 0-2. We think of the changeup all the time is the pitch to throw hitters off the hard stuff. But what if you just throw mostly soft stuff and then throw a fastball to keep guys off the soft stuff?
It's what Evaldi's done quite a bit this year.
A little bit, yeah. 1-2. And Jock fouls that one away. I think it's the ultimate pitching backward concept.
is pitching backward forward now and forward backward?
It should be. The bizarro world. Jock has a double and a fly out. The 1-2 pitch, and this one's on the ground, second base. Young is there on a knee and throws out Peterson, one away. Let's check in with Laura.
Yeah, guys, after Wyatt fouled that ball up his foot twice yesterday in one at bat, he told Nathan Eovaldi that he wasn't going to be able to run much down in the outfield, but instead he just went out there and hit, finished the day 3 for 4. Jock Peterson said afterwards he is a savage, and Skip Schumacher said he was not coming out of that game no matter how hard I tried, and that tells you the type of player he is.
He's one of those guys that was able to battle through pain yesterday and hopefully can stay healthy. Oh my gosh. Well, here we go.
Yeah, that stinks. Glad he has that armor.
Yeah, he might ask Diaz if he can borrow his whole shin guard tomorrow. Just go up there with the catcher's gear on. Luckily, that one it looked like it bounced off the dirt first.
Glancing blow.
But I'm sure when you're in pain already, that really is the worst.
Gilbert ahead 0-1. And bounces that one to the plate. Well, the team's even in the hit column today, 5 apiece. Rangers have turned those hits into more runs. Leading the game 3-1. Endeavoring to win this game, which would lock up a series win. It would lock up the season series win as well. And thusly, any tiebreaker should have come down to that at the end of the year. The 1-1. Fouled off. Strike 2. Rangers have a series, one remaining series of 3 games in Seattle this year. They have won 6 of the 8 head-to-head contests to this point. So they put themselves in a great spot against Seattle. A win today would really be big for them. 1-2, and that's in the dirt. Meanwhile, the team that is really suddenly chasing the Rangers are the Houston Astros. They've won 5 in a row coming into today.
I believe that hasn't gone so well head-to-head matchups this year with Houston.
No. Langford gets underneath this one and pops it up into short left field. Emerson out from shortstop, and he makes the catch. Update on that score in Chicago. The White Sox now with a 6-3 lead over Houston in the 7th. Perfect segue into a moment here for Kia. Segue, but it was a really good one.
Well, you're giving yourself a lot of credit there.
Super proud of that one. Just flawless broadcasting. Here is Duran, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly, and pops this one up short right field. Not a lot of good contact this inning. Raley comes in to make the catch. How about a 12-pitch 5th inning for Logan Gilbert? So the veteran right-hander does a good job of keeping himself in this game. It's 3-1, the 6th inning.
For this day.
Top of the 6th inning, Rangers lead by 2. And Jordan Montgomery is ready to wave goodbye to the Pacific Coast League. Yesterday, he made his 7th rehab outing for Round Rock, coming back from Tommy John. You can see his line there. He threw 4 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. It's been nearly 2 years now since he last pitched in the big league, so he is very hopeful that that last rehab assignment was his last. Said he'd pitch tomorrow if the team would let him. Skip Schumacher said he liked what he saw, but the timing of the return has to work out for everybody, including the front office. But I can't blame him. You know, you see your team in a race like this, and you want to get back to help, right?
Yes, and Laura, you spent some time in the minor leagues. A lot of guys are ready to go to the major leagues.
That's true. Here's a hard smash by first. And a leadoff single in the 6th inning for Dominic Canzone and the Mariners.
I think this is a big inning for the Rangers. You see Berger shaking his head there. This was hit 101 and hit hard, but there's nothing he can do. That was a horrible hop. That ball was supposed to be about chest high, and it ends up taking a hop about 3 feet higher than Berger expected.
And Ernie Young Jr. was flinching at the weird hop that one took, the first base coach. And this is foul down the right side. Out of play by Arozarena. Arozarena's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls. And DeGrom would take one right here. Ground ball to the left side of the infield, might just turn into 2 outs. Bouncer left side, and that gets through. So Arozarena this time sneaks it into the outfield. Back-to-back singles to start this 6th inning.
Well, a little bit unlucky here. You do get the ground ball, but it's not to one of your infielders. You can see DeGrom's reaction. You get what you want. It just wasn't hit at somebody.
Yeah. What do you do about that? Skip Schumacher heading out there. Robbie Alstrom's been throwing in the bullpen, so DeGrom putting the first 2 men on in the 6th. That will end his afternoon earlier than he wanted. Robbie Alstrom coming in a big spot here in the 6th inning.
Long way.
Rangers with a 2-run lead. Back here in the 6th inning, a couple of men on base for the Mariners. DeGrom out of the game and a little frustrated, it seemed, as he was heading out. And Robbie Alstrom is the first man up out of the pen today.
4 of 12 inherited runners have scored. He's looking to make that 4 of 14.
2 men out there for him, and this one's lined to second, and good catch there. Quick over to second, not in time. Canzone able to get back, but Naylor retired, 1 away.
Well, almost got the line drive double play. Give Canzone a lot of credit here. A lot of times off the bat you see a ball hit like that and your just natural reaction is to take another lead or to go to the next base, but he gets back in time. I'm sure DeGrom's frustration was he did get 2 ground balls to start this inning. Just got a bad hop and then one that was just not hit at somebody.
Yeah, and I think that second one he probably just briefly figured got the double play, only to see it rolling into center field. Should be frustrating. There's a swing and a miss by Cal Raleigh. Raleigh batting 6th today. He has struck out, he has singled. But it has been just a long, nightmarish season for Cal Raleigh, who was very nearly last year's MVP. Fell just short in MVP voting last year to Aaron Judge, despite a 60-homer season as a switch-hitting catcher. Alstrom's 1-1. And that's strike 2.
So was he late on that?
Now this, I might be out of line suggesting this.
Okay.
There have been a couple of times today where I feel like watching Raleigh's swings, they look really slow.
Yeah.
Like so fatigued, which you would understand as a guy who catches almost every game for years.
After being that late, I would, if I'm throwing off speed, it has to be below the zone.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Went after him with a fastball and strikes out Raleigh, 2 away.
Great job of sticking what worked. After blowing 94 by him, he goes with 96 and blows that by him. To your point, might have had a double click. It might have been a foul tip, but he was late with that swing too.
Diaz heads out there to talk to Alstrom. A pinch hitter Wilson announced for Seattle. So they will move Raley from the game. Weston Wilson, we saw him in Friday's game. Just a .229 hitter.
Well, what a momentum shift this could be as the inning starts off with 2 base hits. They knock Jacob deGrom out of the game. If you can get this 3rd out without the Mariners scoring, just think about the feelings in each dugout after this half inning. Now, I know I'm assuming right here, but boy, if you can get an out here and put a 0 on the board, the Mariners would have to feel horrible in their dugout, and the Rangers would have to feel great.
Yeah, we've talked about the offensive struggles for Seattle. They've continued in this series. They fired their assistant hitting coach on the day off just before this series. That hasn't sparked a whole lot yet. Alstrom's first pitch to Weston Wilson, and that's right in there. A changeup. Strike 1. Wilson, who started the year with the Orioles, signed as a free agent a little over a month ago by the Mariners, and he takes a strike. It's 0-2.
He needs a timeout because he was totally locked up on that fastball.
Robbie again trying to strand some base runners. Inherited a pair of them with nobody out. 0-2. Man, that's outside. Canzone at second. Arozarena the runner at first base. Alstrom has been scoreless in 5 straight appearances. Looking for one more big out here. The 1-2. A swing and a miss. He got him. Strikes out Wilson, and the inning is over.
Alstrom comes in and is phenomenal with 2 guys on and nobody out. He ends up getting 1, 2, 3 for the second out. Raleigh with the heater, swing and miss, and then Wilson with the swing and miss. The Rangers keep the lead at 3-1. That a baby, Robbie.
Rangers baseball on RSN. Brought to you by the Hulu original series King of the Hill. New season now streaming. All right, yeah, welcome in. Wire cam giving us a great view inside Globe Life Field. Rangers up 3-1. Gilbert back out in the 6th inning. And the right-hander's first pitch is lifted high in the air. Left side of the infield. Emerson will make the play. So Nemo is out on 1 pitch. Meanwhile, Wilson stays in the game in right field after hitting for Luke Raley. And here's Jake Berger. Well, Mariners have out-hit the Rangers 7-5. But the Rangers leading in the more important column right now. Gilbert's first pitch, and Berger takes a strike. Our Mercedes-Benz cover every base. Home runs at home since May 8th. Only the Athletics, who play on the surface of the moon, have hit more home runs in their home ballpark than the Rangers, which is crazy. At first, we felt like this ballpark was too stingy. Well, the Rangers have figured some things out here. The 1 strike offering, and that's in the air. Right side, heading foul. And Naylor has no play.
Well, it looks like the rest of the way the Athletics won't have Shea Langoliers to hit home runs.
Boy, that's... And they've had... A lot of teams have had this, but I feel like the Athletics have run into some pretty unfortunate injury issues. But I also felt like at the beginning of the year that was going to be their Achilles heel anyway. Everybody's going to have injuries. And really the key to all of it is how can you backfill behind injured players? What kind of depth do you have? And that's where the Athletics, probably more times than not, are going to find themselves at a little bit of a disadvantage. That's in the dirt. 1-2. But yeah, they're in a tough spot right now. It's 16 games under 500, 9 out in the division. Not as bad as the Angels situation, 12.5 out. Rangers with the largest divisional lead in the American League. That's low and away, 2-2. I mean, if we want to be really accurate about it, tied for the largest divisional lead. Tampa Bay also with a 2-game lead over the Yankees.
Well, in your update, the Astros are losing 9-3 now.
Okay. There's no need for the White Sox to stop scoring. They can go ahead and just keep adding on if they want. Speaking of injuries, Spencer Arrighetti, I saw one of the Astros starters. He's now on the injured list. That's a big blow for them. They got Manuel Blanco back. I think he made the start today. His second start since coming back off the injured list for Houston. But they've had to manage around a lot of injuries as well. Rangers doing the same thing. 3-2 pitch. And that's in there for strike 3 call. Berger down looking, 2 away. Gilbert's been pretty good this third time through the order. He's faced 5, retired 5.
He's been pretty good this whole game, but the Rangers were able to use a couple infield hits and a base hit to the outfield and a walk and got those 2 huge runs. It wasn't the Rangers crushing the ball. Evan Carter hit the ball the best that inning, but it was the Rangers taking advantage of base runners.
And running the base as well.
Yeah.
That also helped. Just good hustle, maybe in the case of Nemo, maybe taking an extra base, alert base running. Berger with a really good job going first to third on the Carter base hit. 1 strike pitch, and Evans swings and misses. It's 0-2. Well, it's an unusual series. Rangers and Mariners began this series on Friday night. Typically, today would be the last game of the series. But not this time. It's a wraparound taking us to tomorrow. Afternoon game tomorrow to wrap up a weird 4-game set 2 between these two teams. 0-2 pitch. And Carter watches ball 1.
Tomorrow, I'll just throw it out there. You're a high school baseball team or a summer baseball team, and you still have your summer. Why not come out to a Major League Baseball game tomorrow and take the tarps off and enjoy a Mariners-Rangers game?
I like where your head's at. Speaking of which, 6:10. It's about time for a couple of blokes to get a little something started somewhere, isn't it?
I'm with you.
Haven't seen that movement started yet today.
99 degrees outside right now.
Is that all? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gilbert is down low. Full count. Yeah, well, tomorrow it's a day game. So you figure not a real pleasant time to be outside. Just want to go do something. Come on down. Kamar Rocker tomorrow against George Kirby. 135 first pitch. 3-2 pitch. And that's outside. So Carter takes his base, a 2-out walk. Kamar paying close attention to this one today. And hopefully the last couple of days to get an idea of how he might go about his business tomorrow. Dan Wilson has signaled to the bullpen. Gilbert's long day is done. Gabe Spear will be coming in out of the bullpen for Seattle, with the Rangers leading at 3-1.
The best in pests.
31-year-old lefty Gabe Spires on here for Seattle. 3-1, Rangers on top. Evan Carter do that walk. Spire will be the first man out of the pen.
You know, and I like this from Skip Schumacher. He's keeping Lopez in the game here, and it's because you have the lead and Lopez is one of your best defensive players. So if it's a tie game here or you're down, you probably would think about pinch hitting. But right here, it's more about defense and keeping the lead than having a pinch hitter.
Well, first thing Spire does is check in on Carter over at first base. Evan does have 11 steals in 12 tries. We'll see if he wants to get aggressive against this left-handed reliever. And first offering a slider well off the plate for ball to Nicky Lopez. Interesting, Lopez has never faced Spire. Well, Carter was running, and he's down in there with a stolen base. 12th of the year. Well, he got a huge jump on Spire.
Well, I don't know if it came from Skip Schumacher or not, but give the Rangers credit here, especially Carter. He's the one who gets the stolen base, but I love the aggressiveness of getting in scoring position here.
So he's in scoring position for Lopez. The count 2-0. Playing Nicky to pull it on the infield, and he watches a strike.
The other thing too is Carter did it quickly, as you said. 2-0 count is, you know, it used to be if you're a base stealer, you want to steal second within the first 3 pitches, so you give your hitter a chance to knock you in and not a 2-strike situation.
Speaking of 2 strikes, that one in there to even the count at 2-2. Rangers have done a good job today with runners in scoring position. 3 for 6 this afternoon. Lopez has one of those hits. 2-2, and he fouls that one away.
Boy, Raleigh was really moving around his glove there for the target. That is just interesting to me with Raleigh and his glove here. Watch him kind of move his target from up, down, around, elbow, and then.
What is that?
I don't know.
I've never seen that.
That's why it got to me of like, huh.
He's goofing around back there. Here's the 2-2. And that's fouled away. I've never seen a guy do that before.
Yeah. And there is a runner on second base. He set up early in, and then he started moving his glove around.
Well, we'll see a 7th pitch in this at bat. And that is smacked the other way, foul.
Does it seem like we haven't had too many in between at bats? We've either had really quick outs or really long at bats.
Yeah, just like a 1 or 2 pitch at bat or an 8 pitch at bat seems to be the pattern today. Lopez, this is his 3rd time up today. This will be his 18th pitch that he has seen, and it's a full count. So he's averaging. Well, he's going to average a little over 6 pitches per plate appearance.
Another way to help your team win.
Yeah. Does help. Well, he strikes out swinging. So Spire ends up getting his man. And the inning is over. The Rangers leave a man in scoring position. Sunny and hot outside. Rangers leading inside 3-1.
Munchie meal with new Jibbies.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Well, Robbie Ahlstrom came in last inning with 2 on and nobody out, and he gets a line drive right to his second baseman, Nicky Lopez, for the first out, then strikes out Raleigh, strikes out Wilson. A big 1-2-3 inning for Ahlstrom. He gives the Rangers a great chance to win, gets DeGrom that opportunity to get a win, and now Tyler Alexander coming into this game. And why wouldn't he come into this game? Because it's a Dumbledore Hufflepuff game.
That's right. Well said.
Thank you.
He goes to work here and gets that first one in for a strike to J.P. Crawford.
I don't know all the terms.
Well, I can help you out if you want,
Thank
Mike.
you. Thank
Tyler
you,
Alexander is a Hufflepuff, a self-proclaimed Hufflepuff. He told us during spring training, but I would agree with that. And if you guys are out of the loop, it's Harry Potter Day today at the ballpark. And now check out RSN social media because we sorted the whole team into houses.
And there's 5 houses?
There's 4 houses.
4 houses, okay.
You would also be a Hufflepuff, by the way, Mike.
Yeah, how about that, Mike, on your face?
Dave is a Ravenclaw.
Oh. Here's the thing. You two couldn't seem to agree on really
a lot of players.
Like maybe 2 players you guys agreed to.
Yeah, we had a lot of disagreements. And you know what's interesting is that we had so much fun doing it that we kind of redid it again today in the dugout. We just kind of went back through the team and resorted everybody. Still some disagreements, but, you know, we see maybe the players in different lights.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's, you know.
What's my trait? What made me...
yeah, what made Mike what did he say, a Hufflepuff?
A Hufflepuff. Well, you know, the slogan for Hufflepuff is they take all the rest. And
oh, Dave agrees with that. He's been very interested in my schedule.
But the rest, you mean like they relax, they don't really work very hard?
No, so, you know, the Gryffindors are very brave, Slytherins very ambitious, sometimes a little evil, possibly. And then Ravenclaws are very smart. Hufflepuffs take all the rest, but they also tend to be very loyal and good friends.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
That's very sweet. A little tapper here, right side of the infield. Berger with a nice try. Quick flip in time. Alexander just does get there and sneaks that foot in for the first out of the inning.
Outstanding play by Berger and by Alexander here. The slow roller, Berger charges hard, and he gives a really good feed to Alexander, who slows up to give Berger a good angle to give him a feed here. And then a nice job of the no-look finding the base.
Yeah.
Ooh, did he just the side of the foot, too? I don't even know if he stepped on the base.
Efficient. Don't need to put the whole foot on.
I was watching a little summer league high school baseball yesterday, and there was a big collision at first base, and some of the parents were wondering, where's the extra green base?
Okay.
Do you ever think that will get put into Major League Baseball?
You know, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. The argument being that it's all about
protection
preserving
of the player. Like right there, if you step on the middle of the base, you could cause a wreck.
Yeah. It's outside, 1-1 to Emerson. I mean, I think part of the game, though, is understanding how to navigate the little bit of real estate there is over at first base. That is right on the edge for a strike. What a beauty.
Here is Alexander getting over and getting to the base as we get the challenge here.
The ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile. So the Mariners lose a challenge as Emerson did not have as good a read on that one as he thought. 1-2 the count. It's fouled over to the left side. Stays a ball and 2 strikes. Emerson 0 for 2 today. He's lined out and popped out. So his average has dipped below the Mendoza line. Down to 198 at this point. The 1-2 pitch, and that is outside. Mariners' 1 run came in the 3rd inning. They've threatened at times. And Alexander spins that one a little wide. Full count.
Give the youngster credit there. A lot of times you get better scouting reports in today's game, but you just assume that a 21-year-old is going to have a tough time laying off that lefty-on-lefty breaking ball.
3-2 pitch, and that one is shot through the left side. A base hit. So Emerson is on.
That was a very good at bat.
Second baseman number 2.
He was able to lay off breaking balls lefty on lefty off the plate away, and then gets the 4-seam fastball here and lets it get deeper, shoots the ball the other way. It was a really professional at bat from a young man.
Left on left, that's pretty impressive. He's on. 3 steals this year in 4 tries. Cole Young, the batter. Young has a triple today in 3 tries. So both starters done today. DeGrom went 5 innings, allowed a run on 7 hits. Not walk anybody, struck out 4. Logan Gilbert went 5 2/3 today. But he did yield 3 runs on 5 hits. A couple of walks hurt him and 4 strikeouts. Bullpens have it from here.
I assume this is Alexander's last guy with Rodriguez on deck.
(2-0) on the ground, and that's through for a base hit. Emerson has to hold second base as that one shot through quickly into left center. So the Mariners have 2 men on, 1 out, and it looks like the skipper making his way. So Cole Winn have been loosening in that bullpen, and he'll be checking in for Alexander. Tyler leaves 2 men on in a 3-1 game. Big spot for Cole Winn when we come back.
More reasons to go. Find yours at T-Mobile.
All right, plenty to celebrate at this point. 3-1 Rangers on top. But Mariners have a couple of base runners here with 1 out. Julio Rodriguez coming up. And the Rangers will turn to Cole Winn in this spot, his 39th appearance of the year.
4 of 19 inherited runners. He's going to try to do the same thing as Robbie Alstrom did and leave both those guys on base.
The Rangers dancing with a little trouble here and there today. And the first pitch to Rodriguez popped up short center. That's a long run for Lopez, but he gets out to it and he makes a catch. Well, off the bat, you're thinking that's the center fielder's ball, but it wasn't very deep, and Carter was very deep.
Yeah, Carter was near the warning track to start off. That's super deep in center field, playing no doubles. Great job by Nicky Lopez going back on it, and knows if you're smart and you recognize where your outfielders are playing before the pitch is thrown, you have a better idea of how much ground you need to cover in the outfield.
Great play by Lopez. So 2 down. And here is Canzone. He'll take very high for a ball. Canzone, he had a base hit his last time up. Rangers lead by 2. And Winn deals high again. So DeGrom went 5. Alstrom pitched the remainder of the 6th inning. Alexander started this 7th, but it's Cole Winn now, trying to keep it a 2-run game in the 7th. There's a swing, and that ball's well hit down the first baseline and gone. Canzone's 16th home run of the year. It's good for 3 runs. And Seattle has pushed their way back in front now. It's 4-3. Boy, that thing was touched.
400 feet. And that was a big swing of the bat in this game and in this series. And you can see Canzone is fired up as he gets the off-speed pitch right down the middle. He doesn't get the ball down and away, and Canzone crushes this ball. And the only doubt about it was if it was going to stay fair. 400 feet and about 20 rows deep.
So he hoists the trident down in that Mariners dugout. That is a big, big swing. And now Randy Arozarena, he launches one deep out to right center, and that one's gone. Back-to-back home runs for Seattle. And they take a 5-3 lead. Look at that escalate quickly. 3rd time this year the Mariners go back-to-back.
Man, it's not been the best year for Cole Winn, and you can see that one 92 pretty much right down the middle. And this one hitting to the Rangers bullpen. So it's going to have to be a comeback win for the Rangers, and now it's going to have to be by multiple runs.
Well, and you're still not through this inning. Got to get Naylor now as that one finds the strike zone. So Rodriguez popped out, but Canzone and Arozarena go back to back. Wynn had gone scoreless in 7 straight appearances, but unfortunately not today.
Just so far through 2 out of the 3 hitters, he's just finding too much of the middle of the plate.
Strike 2 on Naylor. Well, that was a disturbing development in this 7th inning, but it is still a 2-run game. Rangers have 3 at-bats remaining. Naylor uses his timeout and uses every bit of it. I feel like when this rule was initially proffered, there was something about there being a limitation on the length of the timeout.
Yes, I guess.
Unless there is an injury or potential injury, and Naylor obviously smarting, so I'll give him a little extra time.
So they're looking at right hand strength, or a long shake.
Could be just sharing a moment. Let's see. So must have been some existing issue.
Yeah. It was a healthy swing. You can see right there after that the wince. And this is the tough part about baseball, and guys that have played in the NFL and in the major leagues, they'll all tell you that this is a more physical sport because of playing every day and the injuries you have to go through and keep playing with them. Well, there's another one. Being a catcher.
Diaz immediately indicates that he's okay. Top of the knee.
Even with the guard, still hurts.
So Wynn, really awkwardly paced 7th inning, the 1-2 pitch, and that's pulled foul. Needs one more out to get the Rangers back to the plate. Rangers got a run in the 1st. They got 2 more runs in the 4th inning, but it's a 4-run 7th so far for Seattle that has pushed them back in front. Naylor doing battle up there. Another 1-2. And there's a swing and a miss. A strikeout of Naylor ultimately ends his 7th inning. A 4-run uprising, though, for Seattle. So the challenge now very clear. Rangers trailing at 5-3 will stand and stretch for God Bless America. Here's Chuck Morgan.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and direct your attention down the third baseline and welcome back David Webb. David will now perform God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Responsibly. Lasso your summer.
Home plate coverage presented by Firestone Complete Auto Care. We look at early in the game, and then in the middle of the game, the Rangers getting the job done and putting 3 on the board. But Canzone and Arozarena, back-to-back homers, give the Mariners the lead. And a few Mariners fans in the background celebrate. That looks like Star Trek years, unless I'm wrong about Harry Potter and different things. But on Harry Potter Day, there's some fans celebrating baseball and Harry Potter.
And perhaps other things.
Yeah, perhaps.
Hard to tell, really. Justin Foscue leading off here as he pinch hits for Smith. So the Rangers going to their bench. Gabe Spires stays in the game. And he pumps one in there. 1-1 on Foscue. 7th inning, 5-3. Seattle back on top. 1-1 pitch, and that catches the inside corner. So Robles has joined the game. He's the new right fielder for Seattle. There he is. As we have an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and not a great challenge. Foscue, we're hoping maybe that was a little in. It was not. So the Rangers lose one of their 2 challenges. That's very high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foscue has done his excellent work against lefties. Been dominant against him. It's been quite a luxury for Skip Schumacher to be able to use him in these spots. 2-2 pitch. He strikes out swinging. And that's the first out of the inning. Before we see Elias Diaz, let's hear from Progressive.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. New customers could save hundreds by bundling their auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. See how easy it is at progressive.com.
Diaz 0 for 2, and Spire gets him to wave over the top of a slider for a strike 1. Rangers have not had a lot going offensively today. Just 5 hits. Drawn a couple of walks. That's certainly helped. 0-2 here on Diaz. And they're going to have to come up with a little something in these late innings. Oh, 2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Diaz never really in that at bat. Spires come in, and he is punched out the first 3 batters he's faced in relief today. Lopez, Foscue, and now Diaz.
Yeah, he's looked really good with multiple pitches here. He gets the breaking ball chase. We do get to a great part of the lineup here. Even there 2 outs. Maybe Peterson can get on base for Langford.
John doubled his first time up today. 1 for 3. Whoa. 1-1. Yeah, 1 base runner would make a big difference here. This is outside. 2-1. It doesn't have to be a base hit. However, Jock wants to get there, just get on base. He's had a great homestand. That double today, as second on the homestand to go with a homer. 6 for 15 so far. Bounces that weakly to second, and the throw to first is in time. And the Rangers have gone in order with the 7th inning. So time now really winding down on the Rangers this afternoon. They trailed the Mariners 5-3.
What?
The first 10,000 fans to come see the Orioles and Rangers on August 7th will receive an I Like Texas limited edition vinyl record presented by Odyssey. Tickets at Rangers.com. That green vinyl is 2 youngsters taking in a Rangers game. Get a little bit older. Everybody has their shirts on today.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody wearing their shirts. It seems like if ever there was a need for a tarps off movement, maybe it would be now, as we have reached the 8th inning in a 5-3 game. Ben Peoples is in and fires one right in for a strike to Cal Raleigh. Right-hander readies. And the rookie jumps ahead here 0-2 now on Raleigh.
Once again, Raleigh late on a fastball.
Yeah. Keep going after him with that. 1 for 3 today. Peoples appearing in his 8th big league game. Raleigh waiting. And the 0-2, did he go? No, he did not. So a couple of changes for the Rangers defensively. Foscue stays in the game at second. So that means Lopez had to slide over to shortstop, which forced Duran to slide over to third. It's like a cakewalk. Just advance 1 square at a time. Oh, no. Not what Peoples wanted to do right there.
No, he had him in his count to get him out, but just pulled the fastball hard into the big dumper. And that one got just above there. That one, he might not be playing tomorrow.
That little love handle is no place to get hit. Oh, man. That is going to hurt. Just the second time he's been hit by a pitch this year, at least while batting. As a catcher, he gets hit by stuff all the time. That is just off the corner. Ball 1 here to Robles, getting his first at bat today. Came in defensively last inning. Robles 29 years old and lines that out towards center field. Coming on for it, Carter will have to take it on a hop. So hit batter and a single. Tough start to the 8th inning here. We'll slide over for quick trip. So with a couple of base runners out there for J.P. Crawford, the 8th place hitter, Peoples need to find a solution to his problem here. We'll see corners creeping in on Crawford, but he's swinging. Bounces it up the middle. That could be 2. Lopez steps on the bag. One on to first in time. Double play. Well, did that work out well for Ben Peoples?
Where the Rangers were getting into bunt defense here, and Wilson lets Crawford swing away, and he regrets that decision. You gave all the numbers. I thought for sure, with the way Crawford has been swinging the bat for 2 months, that they were going to have a sacrifice there.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Emerson now the batter, and he takes low. I was definitely thinking along those lines, but Crawford instead gives the Rangers 2 outs on 1 swing. Emerson had a base hit last inning, and that started the 4-run rally. And he flares this one on the ground left side. Duran spins, throws in time. Emerson turned back. The inning is done. A hit batter and a single to start it. But Peoples works around the traffic. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Rangers trail by 2.
Well, Wyatt Langford has had some big moments recently for the Texas Rangers. On June 19th against the Padres, a late inning home run to give the Rangers a win. This one on July 9th versus the Angels, it's a walk-off base hit. So Suna scores, and Wyatt Langford gets the celebration at second base, and he can't tie up the game here or give the Rangers the lead, but he can get the tying run to the plate with getting on base. And it's okay if he wants to just hit one out and jog around the bases.
Sure, and I think there's a new pitcher in the game.
Bizzardo. Rangers were able to get to Edward Bizzardo on Friday.
Yeah, well, let's see. Could they do it again? His 49th appearance this year. So he's just the second reliever back of Logan Gilbert today. And Langford pops it up. Foul ground over on that first base side, and that is beyond the reach.
Close to Laura right there. Just a few feet away.
It's coming down fast, guys. I was had no chance of catching that one.
Gravity. Undefeated.
On Earth.
Well, that's true. 1-1. High pop-up. Right side of the infield, and Naylor seems to have that one read pretty well. And he makes the catch, 1 away. Boy, it is funny how quickly the weather can change, right? I mean, this one was sunny and fun all day. Rangers had that lead. Looked like they were headed to their 3rd straight win in this series. And you know, kind of kicking a team while it was down, but then a 4-run 7th inning, and suddenly the Rangers with some questions in this series. Bizzardo. This is a little off the plate to Duran, ball 1.
The Rangers have been pretty good in these situations. You never want to be in these situations, and you're going to lose more than you win in these situations. But the Rangers had the ability to be down late and figure out a way how to tie it up or come back and win it.
I'm with you. They battled well at the end of games. There's a strike. 1 and 2. We'll see. Maybe they can pull off a bit of a miracle here today. Not a miracle, only trailing by 2. Got a good crowd of nearly 30,000 here today. 29,496 on hand. Now the Rangers have 18 comeback victories this year. So as you point out, not exactly strangers to it. That's fouled over to the right side. Now, I guess you know, another way of looking at this too. Let's say they do. Let's say maybe they tie it, a bloop and a blast. It goes extras. Rangers win it in some sort of walk-off fashion. How demoralizing would that be? There's a swing and a deep drive. It's gone. Rangers had a little problem. Down by 2. But the solution stepped in and makes it a 1-run game.
His nickname is the solution. Right now, Davey might be the demoralizer. I love that poster of him in every position on the field. This one, a hanging breaking ball. You hang it, Duran bangs it out of the park at 106 exit velo. Almost into the second deck.
Boy, does that make things feel a little different around here as Brandon Nimmo steps in. And Buzzardo, you mentioned Friday. Rangers got to him. Boy, that was, talk about catching one in the slot.
Leaned back on that one, too.
0-2 on Nimmo. So, yeah, I mean, if the Rangers could fashion a little comeback here, it would really be a kick to the gut for Seattle. They're still not there. But 5-4, it becomes much more a reality.
It's going to be tough with 2 strikes, but Nimmo does shorten up with 2 strikes if you could get a guy on base for Jake Berger.
Well, he shortened up, but couldn't make contact. That strikeout is the second out of the inning.
Well, he was in protection mode and thinking maybe a breaking ball, but that fastball got on him in a hurry.
So now Berger, we were talking about Jake back in the 4th inning. That he's been that guy in those tricky spots. And he pops this one up back behind the plate. Raleigh gives it a look, but that one is safely among the spectators.
Luckily, not a lot of room here. This was Friday. A big blast opposite field. He had 2 RBIs on that home run. Had a 3rd one Friday in that game. And just looking for an RBI here to tie it up.
0-2 the count. A 1-run game here, 5-4. Rangers have had a winning record in these low-scoring games. They're 19-10 in 1-run games, but they're on the wrong end of it at the moment. Seattle, they haven't been as good, 14-17 in these very tight ones. The 2-strike pitch. Berger strikes out swinging. Oh, he fouled it off. Stays alive.
Survive.
Lives to see another.
Survive and advance in the NCAA tournament. Survive for another pitch here in baseball.
Just the one more pitch, though, and Berger strikes out. It does in the inning, but the Rangers back in it. They trail by a run thanks to Ezekiel Duran. He does it again. Duran with his 11th home run of the year, a no-doubter to left. It's 5-4.
You say hour. 1. I say, who wants a margarita?
Well, Duran has made it a 1-run game with that home run at the bottom of the 8th inning. 9th inning now. Really critical spot for Peyton Gray to make sure this stays a 5-4 game.
3.35 ERA in his 31 games this season. He's been a major piece to this bullpen.
So he'll go to work. And his first pitch in there for strike 1 to Cole Young. Lead off 2 and 3 hitters this inning for Seattle. Their record 51-54. And coming into the game today, they had fallen 2.5 games out of first place in the division. And they had allowed Houston to step over the top of them in the division standings. So Dan Wilson's club 3rd in the division at the moment. And there's a strike. 1-2. But Houston was having trouble. Just get a little double check on that score. I think it's final now. Yeah, the White Sox won 12-3 over the Astros. And Seattle has the 1-run lead here against the Rangers, who lead the division. So a chance for them to jump back into second place. A pop-up out into short left, and oh no, a collision. Duran makes a great play with Langford sliding underneath him. That's absolutely a yellow card, though, right? I mean, line tackle. That's a tough one.
You know, this is always tough to say, well, you should do this or should do that. He's coming in full speed, and he ends up sliding last second, almost like a pop-up slide. And man, that was a hard hit. Oh.
Well, really fortunate that for Langford, looks like the contact was along the right arm shoulder area, maybe the side.
Yeah, he gets a knee, and then obviously Duran gets his knee hit and flips and hits the ground pretty hard.
They were fairly fortunate the way they avoided serious contact of like a knee to a head or something like that. And we saw a couple years ago with Garcia in right field and Semien at second. There's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2 on Rodriguez.
Yeah, the Duran knee gets right in the hip of Langford. Two guys you need in your lineup the rest of the way.
Grays, 0-2. And that's in the dirt. Well, Rodriguez today is 1 for 4, RBI single back in the third inning. Gray fires out low and away. By the way, in the bottom of the ninth, Rangers down a run. Evan Carter, Nicky Lopez, and Justin Foscue, the batters do. We do have options off the bench. That's pulled foul. Last check, it was Munoz loosening in the bullpen for Seattle. Two-2 pitch, and that's inside. And Andres Munoz looks like he's ready to go. Rangers got to him earlier this year in Seattle.
Yeah, he got off to a slow start.
3-2. Whoa, got the elbow, and Rodriguez, well, head to first.
Let's see, I think this gets the padding. It's a changeup. Yeah, it gets the elbow pad, skims off, and that was a 3-2 pitch, correct? So it wouldn't have mattered. It's ball 4.
Hard to believe it. That's the first time he's been hit by a pitch this year.
And Raleigh's second time all year, you said earlier?
Yep. Yep. So a man on with 1 out.
For two guys that have been pretty healthy. I know Raleigh's missed some time. That's interesting that there's only 3 hit by pitches by those two guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. Canzone had the big swing in today's game. That 3-run homer in the 7th inning. Oh, 2.
Pretty decent lead over there from Julio Rodriguez.
He does like to run. Not going. And that's fouled away.
I wonder this, and it is 2 strikes, how much he wants to, with a lefty pull hitter up, keep that side of the infield open for him.
I think that's a fair point. Foscue sliding over to plug up as much of that side as he can. And now time called. 5-4 the score, 1 out. Canzone a 2 for 4 day. And that's tapped foul. Stays 0-2.
Had to look up Canzone's age, 28 years old. His face was telling me, I was like, is he younger than 25 years old too? But 28.
Yeah. Gray's ready again, the 30-year-old rookie. And this one is lined over first and down that right field line into the corner. Canzone hustling for second. Rodriguez headed to the plate. He scores. Boy, Dominic Canzone pretty much single-handedly today putting these Mariners in front. He adds a run at 6-4.
Well, there's no doubt if the Mariners hold on and win this game, who the most valuable player of this game is for the Mariners, and that is a great job of hitting. He's out in front with his body, but he keeps his hands back. And that ball, Nimmo played it, I guess, as well as he could. He just kind of took his time there, making sure that he played it off the wall okay, but that is a awesome job of hitting. And because Rodriguez can run, there was no play at home with that ball in the corner.
So still one out, and Randy Arozarena, the hitter. And Gray is outside with a 2-0.
Well, you hope it's only a 2-run lead when you come up to bat, but that does change for Munoz as a closer, how aggressive he can be first pitch with a 2-run lead rather than just a 1-run lead.
3-0 now. That just does get the bottom of the zone for the nearly automatic strike. 3-1. I mentioned the Rangers have Carter, Lopez, Foscue coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Oh, full count. The Rangers also have Osuna, Cam Cauley, and Austin Wynns available off the bench. That one's lined into center field. Interesting bit of base running. Canzone held for a long time at second and could only get to third base. He had to wait and see if there was going to be a play on that ball, but I don't know if that was a great read.
No, that was a horrible read. He didn't. He must have not checked the outfielders at all while he was at second base. Now, good for the Rangers. You got to hope that you get a double play or a strikeout and get out of that inning. But to read that as possibly a line drive to the center fielder, the Rangers hopefully can benefit from that.
That's a run they basically just surrendered.
Yeah.
Just saw Marco Gonzalez warming in the Rangers bullpen. It's great. I mean, he's over 20 pitches this inning, and he's had a little trouble. A hit batter, a double, a base hit. All that said, as you point out, ball hit on the ground here, and he can be out of any additional trouble. But he's got to get that done. He's got to execute it. So a quick visit. And Jordan Teague's back into the Rangers dugout. Naylor looks a little bit annoyed. Perturbed.
Well, I was going back to Friday's box score, Dave, because I was wondering how many of these guys got to hit off of Gray on Friday. But he faced the bottom of the order.
Oh, hard skipper to second. There's one out on the first. Two. Double play. So he does get that 4-6-3 twin killing. And it keeps hope alive for the Rangers. Foscue, great job to handle that and get it off to Lopez. Now bottom of the 9th coming. Rangers.
SAA, taking care of our own.
Good news, bad news, Mike. The bad news is Rangers trail by 2, bottom of the 9th inning. The good news is there's a movement afoot. Tarp's off out there in left field. It's a small group now, but they're hoping to gain a little momentum as Andres Munoz is on the pitch in this 9th inning for the Mariners.
17 of 22 in his save opportunities, 3.96 ERA in his 39 games. They have a Raleigh catching. They had a Raley earlier in the game, and the Rangers hopefully have a rally in them.
Please tip your wait staff on the way out today, folks. That was a good job.
Thank you. Pitcher's name is Munoz. If his name was Sally, it would have been perfect.
6-4, 9th inning. And Evan Carter takes off the plate. Now, you have this hard-throwing right-hander. He's a closer with a lot of experience. He's had a lot of success. And those we mentioned, Rangers got to him earlier this year. And that is outside, called a strike, but no challenge from Carter.
This ball does not catch the zone. In fact, that's at least it looks like 2 inches off of it.
1-1. And that is strike 2.
Probably if Carter challenges there and gets 2-0, he's taking until he gets a strike too.
Boy, it's just a huge swing in the at bat. 1-2 pitch, and that is outside. Carter, and then you have a left-handed hitting Nicky Lopez. That works out well. Foscue would be due up third, and you gather that Osuna would hit for him there. There's strike 3 called. So Carter goes down looking. 1 away.
Well, I'm not sure if he wanted that ball to be inside, but at 101 miles an hour after working away for most of the at-bat, that is a tough pitch on Carter.
One down. Here is Nicky Lopez. And Nicky takes way outside for a ball. Munoz just kind of going with the heat here. Some of these lefties.
Well, how important is that extra run?
Yeah. It's 6-4 now. Lopez shanks that one.
You know, not that Carter can obviously hit home runs, and so can Nicky Lopez. They're not your one swing of the bat threats, but it makes it easier as a pitcher to know that I can get more aggressive early in the count, and if they put a good swing on it, it's not a tie game.
1-2 on Lopez.
It's not as extreme, but Munoz always reminds me of the opposite Mitch Williams, as in the right-handed guy who really is off balance with his follow-through.
Now, it's not exactly fall off in solid defensive position.
No, he is not going to field his position, and you know Mitch Williams would have to use his glove so he wouldn't fall down afterwards, and you can see Munoz's glove hit the ground there on his follow-through.
2-2 pitch, and he strikes out Lopez. Got him on the slider. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th.
Well, this is a nasty slider here, being able to throw the ball 100 miles an hour. Munoz got off to a slow start this year, but has picked it up his last 5 games. He has 8 strikeouts and no runs against.
Yeah, so he's in a good place right now. He does get Alejandro Osuna, and Osuna fouls off strike 1. Rangers down to their final out. And Alejandro fouls that one as well. 0-2. So you're definitely at your very wits' end here if you're the Rangers. And it seemed like they were that close to going up 3-0 in this series. Instead, now they're in danger of dropping this one and giving the Mariners a chance to split the 4-game series tomorrow.
Well, Canzone lived up to his definition in this game, designated hitter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's a strikeout of Osuna. Rangers go in order in the ninth. Munoz dominant for his 18th save. And the Mariners get out of here with a 6-4 win this afternoon, with game 4 of this series tomorrow. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it up for you here in just a moment.